Behind the scenes, the WNBA is facing a growing storm that goes far beyond rivalries, all-star debates, or the constant discussion surrounding rookies and veterans. According to some analysts, the bigger concern is whether the league is doing enough to protect, develop, and preserve its biggest stars for the long term. At the center of that conversation is Caitlin Clark. The Indiana Fever guard has become one of the most recognizable names in basketball, but recent injury setbacks have sparked questions about how her health is being managed. Welcome back to Basketball Fan. If you enjoy in-depth basketball stories and analysis, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest updates. Your support helps us continue bringing you the biggest stories from around the world of basketball. One of the voices fueling this discussion is renowned performance trainer Tim Grover, best known for working with Michael Jordan throughout much of his legendary career. Grover has spoken extensively over the years about athletic development, injury prevention, and building long-lasting careers. While he has discussed the importance of movement quality and biomechanics in general, many fans have drawn comparisons between those principles and Caitlin Clark's recent injury challenges. The concern isn't simply about strength or conditioning. Instead, it centers on whether an athlete's body is adapting properly as it becomes stronger and more powerful. Clark entered the WNBA after one of the most celebrated college careers in basketball history. She arrived with enormous expectations, sold-out arenas, record-breaking television ratings, and millions of new fans following every game. During the off-season, she also dedicated significant time to improving her physical strength. Many observers praised her added muscle and believed she looked more prepared than ever for the demands of professional basketball. However, sports performance experts often point out that adding strength is only one part of athletic development. The body's connective tissues, movement patterns, flexibility, balance, and coordination must all progress together to reduce the risk of injury. Throughout the season, Clark has dealt with multiple soft tissue injuries that have limited her availability. Groin discomfort, quad soreness, and other lower body issues have interrupted her rhythm at different points. While every injury has its own cause, experts frequently note that recurring soft tissue problems can sometimes suggest that different parts of the body are compensating for one another during movement. When one area becomes overloaded, another area may begin absorbing extra stress, potentially increasing injury risk if the underlying movement issues are not addressed. Basketball places enormous demands on an athlete's body, particularly for a player with Clark's style of play. She constantly changes direction, accelerates, decelerates, stops on a dime for deep three-pointers, attacks the basket, pivots through defenders, and creates opportunities for teammates. Sports scientists have long emphasized that slowing down safely can be just as important as speeding up. Every explosive stop places tremendous force through the hips, knees, ankles, and surrounding muscles. Proper deceleration mechanics, balance, and body control are critical for reducing stress on those tissues over the course of a long professional season. Another topic that has generated discussion is the role of injury management within professional sports organizations. Modern sports medicine increasingly emphasizes proactive approaches rather than simply reacting after injuries occur. This includes movement screening, individualized strength programs, recovery monitoring, flexibility work, workload management, and biomechanical analysis designed to identify potential risks before they develop into more serious problems. Across professional sports, many organizations continue searching for better ways to balance performance with long-term player health. Reports have indicated that Clark has explored additional medical opinions during portions of her recovery. While athletes commonly seek outside specialists for second opinions or rehabilitation advice, the reports have nevertheless fueled public debate about whether teams should continue expanding their support systems for elite athletes. Fans naturally want to see their favorite players remain healthy, especially someone whose impact on the popularity of women's basketball has been so significant. The conversation also extends beyond Caitlin Clark herself. Many observers believe her situation highlights broader questions about how the WNBA can continue investing in sports science, recovery resources, and long-term player development as the league continues its rapid growth. With attendance rising, television audiences increasing, and unprecedented attention surrounding women's basketball, ensuring that star players receive world-class medical and performance support has become an increasingly important topic. Comparisons to Michael Jordan inevitably surface whenever Tim Grover enters the conversation. Early in Jordan's NBA career, injuries and physical limitations forced him to rethink how he trained. Over time, his strength, conditioning, movement efficiency, and durability improved dramatically, helping him sustain excellence for many seasons. While every athlete's journey is unique and direct comparisons should be made carefully, Grover's broader philosophy has consistently emphasized building resilient movement patterns rather than focusing only on strength or explosiveness. At the same time, Clark continues facing tremendous expectations on and off the court. Every game attracts enormous media attention. Every injury update becomes headline news. Every performance is analyzed from every possible angle. Recovering from injuries is never purely physical. Confidence, routine, trust in the medical process, and overall stability all contribute to an athlete's ability to return successfully. As Clark works toward remaining healthy throughout the remainder of her career, many fans hope that the lessons learned during this period will not only benefit her but also encourage continued investment in player health across the entire WNBA. No matter where the story goes next, one thing is certain: Caitlin Clark remains one of the most influential athletes in basketball today. Her success matters not only to the Indiana Fever but to the continued growth of women's basketball as a whole. Everyone from fans and teammates to coaches, trainers, and league officials shares the same goal of seeing the game's brightest stars compete at their highest level while staying healthy for years to come. Thanks for watching, Basketball Fan. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you believe modern player development should place even greater emphasis on injury prevention and biomechanics? If you enjoyed this analysis, be sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned to Basketball Fan for more basketball news, player updates, and in-depth coverage of the biggest stories shaping the game. As the conversation continues, many fans are asking an important question: where does this go from here? If Caitlin Clark continues battling recurring injuries without finding lasting solutions, some analysts worry the cycle could continue. Sports medicine experts often point out that recurring lower body injuries can sometimes be connected, with one issue placing additional stress on another area of the body. Groin problems, quad soreness, hip discomfort, and knee issues can occasionally develop in sequence if the underlying causes are never fully addressed. Whether or not that proves true in Clark's case remains to be seen, but the discussion has sparked a larger debate about injury prevention and long-term athlete development. Welcome back to Basketball Fan, where we bring you the biggest basketball stories, thoughtful analysis, and the latest updates from around the game. If you're enjoying this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss future coverage. Supporters of a more proactive approach argue that elite athletes should receive individualized training programs that go beyond simply becoming stronger or faster. They believe movement mechanics, balance, flexibility, coordination, recovery protocols, and workload management deserve just as much attention as traditional strength training. Some commentators have suggested that Clark's development should be tailored specifically to her unique playing style rather than relying solely on standard programs. The objective, they argue, is not only to maximize performance today, but also to ensure a long, healthy career that spans many years. The broader discussion has naturally expanded beyond one player. As the WNBA continues experiencing unprecedented growth in attendance, television ratings, sponsorships, and media attention, many fans believe investment in sports science and medical resources should continue growing alongside the league itself. The health of its biggest stars has become more important than ever, not only for competitive reasons, but also because those players inspire the next generation of basketball fans around the world. Caitlin Clark arrived in the WNBA carrying extraordinary expectations. Her remarkable college career transformed her into one of the most recognizable athletes in the sport, and her transition to the professional game immediately generated record-breaking interest. Packed arenas, increased television audiences, and constant media coverage have followed her every move. That level of attention creates opportunities, but it also brings enormous pressure. Every injury update becomes national news, every performance is dissected, and every setback becomes part of a larger conversation about the future of both Clark and the league. Former trainer Tim Grover's philosophies have frequently been mentioned in these discussions because of his long-standing emphasis on movement efficiency and long-term durability. Throughout his career, Grover has advocated identifying weaknesses before they develop into major injuries rather than simply treating symptoms after they appear. His approach focuses on complete athletic development, including neuromuscular coordination, body control, balance, mobility, and efficient movement patterns. Many performance specialists across professional sports share similar principles, emphasizing prevention as much as rehabilitation. Observers have also discussed Clark's physical transformation entering the professional ranks. During the off-season, she visibly added strength, earning praise for her commitment to preparing for the physical demands of the WNBA. However, sports performance professionals often explain that increases in muscle mass should ideally be accompanied by continued improvements in mobility, flexibility, coordination, and movement efficiency. Building strength is valuable, but athletes also need their bodies to adapt to those new physical demands over time. Some analysts have suggested that recurring soft tissue injuries may sometimes reflect compensation patterns, where one area of the body takes on additional stress, while another is recovering. Whether that applies specifically to Clark can only be determined by the medical professionals evaluating her, but the conversation has highlighted how interconnected the human body truly is. Basketball requires explosive acceleration, sudden stops, rapid changes of direction, jumping, landing, and constant adjustments, making efficient movement mechanics essential throughout a long season. Comparisons to Michael Jordan inevitably surface whenever Tim Grover's training philosophy is discussed. Jordan overcame early career injuries and eventually became one of the most durable superstars in basketball history. While every athlete follows a unique path and direct comparisons have clear limitations, Grover has consistently emphasized studying the entire kinetic chain rather than focusing only on the injured area. That philosophy has influenced countless athletes across multiple sports and continues shaping conversations about injury prevention today. For Caitlin Clark, however, the challenge extends beyond physical recovery. She is performing under one of the brightest spotlights any rookie has ever experienced. Every game attracts enormous national attention. Every social media post generates debate. Every missed contest becomes headline news. Managing that level of visibility while working through injuries can present both physical and mental challenges. Successful recovery often depends not only on medical treatment, but also on confidence, patience, trust in the rehabilitation process, and a supportive environment. Ultimately, this conversation is bigger than one player or one season. It raises important questions about how professional sports organizations balance immediate competition with long-term athlete health. Fans want to see the league's brightest stars competing at their highest level for many years, not simply returning to the court as quickly as possible. As women's basketball continues reaching new heights, many hope continued investment in sports medicine, performance science, and individualized player development will help athletes enjoy longer, healthier careers. Caitlin Clark remains one of basketball's brightest young talents, and supporters across the sport are eager to see her return to full strength and continue building what many believe could become a remarkable career. Thank you for watching, Basketball Fan. If you enjoyed today's discussion, leave your thoughts in the comments below. Do you believe professional teams should invest even more heavily in individualized injury prevention and performance science? Be sure to subscribe to Basketball Fan for more breaking basketball news, player updates, game analysis, and the biggest stories from around the world of basketball. As the debate surrounding Caitlin Clark continues, many fans have also pointed to the intense environment that surrounds today's professional athletes. Social media discussions, commentary from television analysts, reactions from fans, and even public posts connected to people around the league often become part of the conversation. For any athlete recovering from injuries while carrying enormous expectations, that constant attention can add another layer of pressure. Welcome back to Basketball Fan, where we break down the biggest basketball stories with thoughtful analysis and the latest updates from around the game. If you enjoy this content, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Basketball Fan, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next upload. One question repeatedly raised by fans is whether the league and individual teams should continue expanding the support available to their players. Many believe elite athletes benefit from access to world-class physicians, physical therapists, performance specialists, nutrition experts, sports psychologists, recovery coordinators, and biomechanics professionals working together as one integrated team. Modern sports science continues evolving every year, and as women's basketball reaches new levels of popularity, many supporters believe investment in player wellness should continue evolving alongside it. Caitlin Clark's impact on the WNBA has been undeniable. Her arrival has helped generate record television audiences, increased attendance, expanded media coverage, attracted new sponsorship opportunities, and introduced millions of new fans to women's basketball. Because of that influence, discussions about protecting the league's biggest stars naturally receive significant attention. Fans want to see the athletes who inspire the next generation remain healthy enough to perform at their highest level throughout long careers. Many analysts argue that the best path forward is patience. Rather than focusing only on returning players to the court as quickly as possible, they advocate allowing complete recovery while continuing individualized rehabilitation programs designed around each athlete's unique needs. Some have suggested incorporating additional outside specialists whenever appropriate, while others emphasize creating an environment where recovery is viewed as a sign of professionalism rather than weakness. Across professional sports, organizations increasingly recognize that long-term health often produces better long-term results than rushing players back too early. The discussion has also become larger than basketball itself. It raises questions about how modern sports organizations define success. Is success measured only by immediate wins and short-term availability, or should it also include protecting careers that could last for more than a decade? Many fans believe the answer should include both competitive success and long-term player well-being. Maintaining that balance is one of the biggest challenges facing every professional league today. Supporters of performance expert Tim Grover's training philosophy frequently point to his emphasis on complete athletic development. Throughout his career, he has promoted improving movement quality, coordination, balance, flexibility, neuromuscular control, and efficient biomechanics alongside traditional strength and conditioning. His broader message has consistently been that building resilient athletes requires more than simply increasing muscle mass or improving athletic explosiveness. Long-term durability begins with efficient movement patterns that reduce unnecessary stress throughout the body. Basketball itself is one of the most physically demanding sports in the world. Players accelerate, decelerate, jump, pivot, absorb contact, change directions instantly, and repeat those explosive movements hundreds of times throughout every game. Because of those demands, sports scientists often emphasize that returning to competition involves more than simply eliminating pain. Full recovery includes restoring confidence, balance, coordination, movement efficiency, and readiness for the unique physical stresses of competition. As Clark continues progressing through her professional career, every performance remains under extraordinary public scrutiny. Television cameras follow her every game, social media reacts to every possession, and every injury update quickly becomes headline news. Few athletes have entered professional basketball with this level of attention, making the balancing act between performance and recovery even more challenging. The broader conversation also highlights the importance of continually improving sports medicine across professional basketball. Fans want organizations to invest in advanced rehabilitation technologies, comprehensive biomechanical evaluations, individualized workload monitoring, recovery science, and preventative care that can help athletes remain available throughout long careers. As the WNBA continues growing, many believe these investments will become increasingly valuable for every player, not just the league's biggest stars. Ultimately, this discussion is not simply about one injury or one season. It is about how professional basketball prepares its athletes for sustained excellence over many years. Greatness is built not only through talent and determination, but also through strong support systems, intelligent recovery strategies, effective communication, and long-term planning. Every organization hopes to maximize performance while protecting the health of the players who make the sport so exciting. Caitlin Clark remains one of basketball's brightest young stars, and fans everywhere hope to see her continue developing into one of the game's defining players. Whether discussing training methods, recovery strategies, or the future growth of women's basketball, the shared goal remains the same: helping elite athletes enjoy long, healthy, and successful careers while inspiring future generations of players. Thank you for watching, Basketball Fan. We'd love to hear your opinion in the comments below. Do you believe professional basketball should continue investing even more in individualized sports science and injury prevention? If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to like, subscribe to Basketball Fan, and turn on all notifications so you never miss our latest basketball news, analysis, and breaking stories. We'll see you in the next video.